This program is brought to you by UCKG.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Love Talk Show.
One thing that you will hear all the time on the show is this: love intelligently. What this means is to ensure that you use your reasoning rather than your emotions in the matters of love.
That's right. There are some destructive emotions, such as the subject of today's program. We're going to speak about jealousy. It can be a toxic and unhealthy emotion. Jealousy is the feeling that someone else might try to take what is yours. And most of the time, this is all imaginary. For example, if your partner is working late and you begin to think that they are hiding something from you, which many times, and actually nothing really is going on. It's just that they are being required to do more, but these suspicions start to create jealousy, which will create problems in the relationship.
It's important to say this: don't confuse protection with jealousy. Seeking to protect your partner from any harm is a good thing, but preventing them from going someplace or speaking to someone is simply selfish and controlling.
That's right. Jealousy can be good for a relationship in a very small dose. It's good to remind your partner that they are attractive to you, what your feelings for them are, and how blessed you feel having them in your life. Sometimes jealousy can be also a warning sign, Anna, that you need to have a serious conversation with your partner. You need to be attentive to if and when your jealousy is breaching reasonable boundaries. Jealousy has the potential to break down trust in an otherwise happy relationship.
It's important, therefore, to know why you have it and where it comes from. Identify the root cause of the jealousy.
That's right. And Anna, now we're going to address two crucial reasons that can make jealous behavior appear, right? So the first one is when something is lacking in the relationship. That's the first one. Something is lacking in the relationship. The second one is due to the jealous party having low self-esteem. Let's quickly address these two here in the beginning of the show. Jealousy as a sign that something is lacking, right? So what kind of jealousy this is there can be a certain kind of behavior from one or both, Anna, that can create jealousy in the other. For instance, if I take a phone call, I'm close to you, and all of a sudden, because that phone call comes in, I leave your presence to take that phone call. There can be a perfect explanation to that. Maybe where I am with you is noisy and I'm taking a call from my boss and I don't want the background noise to affect it. But if when I come back you ask me, so Edward, who's calling? And I say, no, nobody. That's strange. And if you say, no, nobody, no, I would like to know. And I keep insisting, no, it's nothing important. And then I, have secret social media profiles that you are not aware of. Yeah. I don't want to share with you the password to my phone. Not that you should be checking on my phone, but if I have nothing to hide, you can take my phone. This is something that we even do. We have this law, we could say a rule or habit, better saying. Yeah. The better word would be a habit. A good habit, a good routine is that we don't hide anything from one another. And this has been helping us. She doesn't need to be checked in.
To protect our relationship, right?
Yeah, this is a form of protection,
yes.
Right? But I am behaving in a way as not to cause jealousy in you, and you do the same towards me.
When it's the opposite, that said before, you can give reason to the person to be jealous. Another thing is also when the partner gives more attention to other people, friends or family members, to the partner in the relationship.
Yeah. Many times they do this without even noticing.
Yes.
Yeah? But the other one is listening to this, or listen, you are spending more time with others than with me. Why is it that when you are with your buddies, you can talk and talk,
give all the
talk.
attention, but
when you are with me, you are either sleeping or silent.
yes, no communication at all.
Right? So you should avoid behavior that awakens jealousy on the other one. On the contrary, we should be always reassuring to one another that we are faithful, that we are sharing everything. There should be no secrets. Keeping secrets is a certain recipe for jealousy to arise and to become an issue in the relationship, right?
Yes.
Happy couples don't keep secrets. Please take note of this if you want to. Happy couples do not keep secrets. They should share everything, literally everything. What about my privacy, Edward? We already spoke about this, and we'll say this again. If you want privacy, do not get married. There's no privacy in marriage, okay? Everything.
Marriage is to share their lives and everything that's with it.
Everything, Edward. Everything.
Yes.
Everything. What you're not ready to share, sooner or later, becomes an issue, becomes a reason for jealousy, right? That's the first one. The second one, Anna, is low self-esteem.
Yes. When there is low self-esteem in one of the partners, there is a reason for that. The person is trying to fill the emptiness with someone, or he's the son of my planet. So she's going to, for example, for the women, she's going to put all the attention, and she needs the attention from that partner.
Yeah, basically, is to expect others to give me the value that I don't give myself.
Yes.
And since I don't value myself, then I have this need that I need to hear from others.
Right?
That I'm pretty, that I'm good to be with, I'm good company, that I'm capable, right? But actually, the root of it is this. I am not valuing myself. I have not learned to give myself value. So when you expect others to give you the value that you should be giving to yourself, then you're going to have low self-esteem, and then you're going to be insecure.
Yeah. And then the jealousy will
Yes, it will appear because then, I don't deserve you. Oh, you are too good for me.
And then also the person that has the low self-esteem, she's going to imagine things. Oh, he arrived late, or he's with someone. Yeah. So things that
they live with this
don't
fear,
exist. Yeah.
Right? Basically, when you have low self-esteem, an indicator that your self-esteem is low is when you live in this constant fear. I expect that one day he's going to just find someone more interesting than I am and just be with that person. He's going to leave me for that person. And God forbid. But one day it happens and say, oh, I knew it. And sometimes, this keeps being mentioned so often. Are you with someone else? Am I the only one in your life?
Do you love me?
Yeah,
do you love me all the time?
Say you love me. Okay, I mean, come on.
Yes.
Come on.
Who can stand that?
When you are pleading for the other one all the time, oh, please, could you love me? Please, could you say you love me? Could you say again, oh, you only sent me 10 text messages saying you love me today. Could you send 20? So this comes out as someone who is saying, it's like I would put a sign here on my chest saying, I don't love myself.
Yes.
I have an issue. I don't love myself. And then, of course, you're going to be always suspicious that one day you're going to be traded or left out for someone else. So this is an issue that you need to get help with to resolve. All right? We have more advice even on self-esteem that you could get also when you visit our Facebook page or Instagram. We're always putting tips, right, on how to improve your self-esteem, on how to be more self-assured. But confidence, Anna, is very important in a relationship, right? A person who is confident,
The person is active.
they're probably not going to have many issues with jealousy.
Yes.
In a small dose, it's good. You know, it's good to show that, you know, okay, come close to me here, you know, look at me. In a small dose, it's a healthy thing.
Yes.
But if it's too much, it becomes a serious problem. So if you perceive that you are an overly jealous person, so you have to try to have a more reasonable approach to this and understand that unless there's like clear evidence that something is going on, it could be just a figment of your imagination. You could be overdoing this. You're being overly jealous. So take a couple steps back and try not allow that to get the best of you, okay? To alter your behavior to a point you create issues where there shouldn't be an issue. Anna, couples, they should use their time on a more profitable way, in a more productive way, right? Sometimes jealousy creates problems. And the time spent to address that issue, to constantly be reassured, could be a time they could be having fun together.
Yes.
They could be making plans for their future, right?
Yes. Maybe you are the one who has a jealous partner with their controlling behavior, and you are starting to feel suffocated. What should you do? Stay with us. We will address this in more detail on today's show.
Now we will take a look at what people on the streets had to say about today's topic. And guess what? You're gonna hear some very interesting comments there. Let's check it out.
Jealousy, not a good thing. Pretty bad, can be very detrimental to people's relationships. I've been jealous before in the past myself. I suppose we all have in a way. I found out it's not a good thing. Never is.
I don't think it's a good thing in a relationship. It happens, it's the inevitable. People get jealous. A little bit of jealousy is okay. Sometimes when, guys checking you out and your partner's kind of, I think it's a good thing. But too much and, the relationship can fall apart.
It's healthy in a relationship to be jealous in certain situations, but obviously too much jealousy is going to cause arguments, it's going to cause friction in your relationship. But I think it happens in every relationship. Otherwise, I think it shows how much you also care about someone to have a bit of jealousy. But obviously, too much, you can't have too much.
I think it's very unhealthy. A little bit can be a good thing, but overall unhealthy.
Jealousy, very bad. Destroys relationship. Many reasons can be behind that. Couples not being frank, open with each other. Lack of compliments between couples, especially long term. Lack of self-esteem sometimes. Neglect of a partner also sometimes can contribute to that. So it's many things.
And also it reflects a lot about what you are as opposed to what the other person is. So if you're feeling jealous, it's probably about your insecurities, and it's probably a lot to do with you, not what the other person's doing.
Jealousy is a part of human nature. Without just jealousy, we are unable to express how we feel about somebody. We can't express what belongs to us. So the ability for us as humans to be able to possess things is what causes us to be jealous. When taken to the extreme, it can become evil. When used moderately, it is a strong indication of love, it's a strong indication of passion, a strong indication of beauty. Jealousy just tells me I want my wife for myself alone, and I wouldn't want anybody to get close to her.
I think too much jealousy is probably you don't trust that person, and then you probably shouldn't be in that relationship.
Sometimes it needs therapy, to be honest, to avoid it. Sometimes relationships don't work because of jealousy also.
Love is a two-way street. Jealousy isn't.
So just don't be jealous.
So Anna, very interesting. that the people outside in the streets are just confirming what we're saying here on the show, right? For instance, that a little bit of jealousy is indeed good, right? It's nice. You feel good when your partner does something to make you feel that you are exclusive.
Yes.
That's the healthy jealousy. When it's about control, possessiveness, that's when it becomes unhealthy, yeah? Some people spoke about the lack we spoke about here. Remember the two causes, right? There's a lack in a relationship, yeah? And low self-esteem.
They
One
said
said
also that.
it's probably has more to do with you than with the other person. In many cases, that's right.
Yes.
Right? When people, once again, they expect to receive from others the value they don't give to themselves.
Yeah, commenting about that, when there is jealous in the relationship, it's a good way for us to examine ourselves. Wait a minute, where is it's lacking, as we said before, and what about me? Why am I jealous?
Let me raise the flag of marriage here. I think that this is one of the most beautiful things about marriage. It really makes you know yourself better.
Yes.
But when you don't work on it, when you don't have this kind of eyes, then you're gonna have problems. So if you're being overly jealous, or if you have an overly jealous partner, it's important, as we said before, to get to the root cause of it. Why? Try to understand her, and try to understand yourself, and talk about it. Talk about it and listen. You know, even scientific studies, Anna, done on marriages have proven that the happiest couples are the ones that when one says, listen, I believe you're being overly jealous, for instance, it's bringing an issue up, the other one will say, okay, interesting. Tell me more about it. These are the happy ones. Rather than saying, oh, come on, I'm not, you know, this is the way I am, and you married me this way. These are the ones that are not doing well, that they're having problems. So very interesting opinions. Yes, we're going to talk more about this in depth. This is only the beginning of today's show, right? We have much more interesting things to talk about, and it will be right after this. Hello, dear viewer. We are here and we came in the middle of the break to tell you this. The best way for you to learn how to deal with your relationship problems, Anna, is to learn how to deal with
ourselves. If you don't know how to deal with yourself, you don't know how to deal with others.
That's right. That's why we have the Love Therapy. Every Thursday at 8 p.m. in Finsbury Park, 232 Seven Sisters Road, N4, 3NX, and also in some other locations. For more information, visit our website, lovetherapy.co.uk. See you there.
See you.
Welcome back. Today we are talking about the green-eyed monster. Yes, it's a type of monster that lives inside of some people. If you have never heard this phrase before, I will give you a brief explanation on what it means. It is a metaphor derived from the Shakespeare play Othello, which highlighted the relationship problems, jealousy, and envy. Jealousy was the cause of most of the dramatic actions in this play, and the color green represents the color of envy, and monster illustrates how destructive it can be. So when talking about jealousy, we often refer to it as the green-eyed monster. So Anna, just a little bit of information to our dear viewers, okay?
So, and this monster can adversely affect many relationships. It doesn't matter if you are the jealous one or if you have to deal with a jealous partner.
That's right. And after the break, we will show you some video feedback from a specialist we consulted on this topic. We will explore together what you can do to solve this problem. There will be some key points to note from this feedback. So get your pen and paper ready. Stay with us. We'll be right back. dear viewer, if you are dealing with difficult problems in your relationship, such as
Fights,
or healing from a harsh breakup,
jealousy,
communication issues, or things of the like, come to the Love Therapy this Thursday and every Thursday at 8 p.m. in Finsbury Park, 232 Seven Sisters Road, N4 3NX. For more information, visit our website, lovetherapy.co.uk. See you here.
see you.
So welcome back to Love Talk Show, and we have a very interesting topic today. We're speaking on jealousy and how it affects us individually, how it affects the relationship. And to make the show even more special, we have a special guest with us today, Pam Custers, yes?
Oh,
thank you
Welcome,
so much for
Pam.
coming to the Love Talk
thank
Show.
you for having me. It's
All
really
right.
lovely to be here. Thank you.
So Pam, before even we talk about the topic, speak a little bit about what you do, the work you do, and how you also give counseling advice to couples, yes?
Absolutely.
Yes.
So I run a practice called the Relationship Practice, and I'm a psychotherapist, and my speciality is relationships. So I work with individuals, and I work with couples, and I work with families. And really the main focus is with whatever topic somebody comes and speaks to me about, it really boils down to feeling loved or not feeling loved. And really that's the core of the work that I do.
How long have you been doing this?
I've been doing this for a number of years. My primary degree, which was in my 20s, was clinical psychology, and I have gone on to do a postgraduate in attachment theory and a master's degree in relationship
Very good.
theory.
So you speak to individuals, couples, and families.
Yes, that's right.
We could say that today's topic can affect the three.
Absolutely, absolutely, in different shades and forms, but jealousy is very much part of our human condition. And how we manage jealousy is the difference between a relationship being destabilized or a relationship being able to bring a couple together when we understand what jealousy is doing to the relationship.
Right. You said, for instance, it's very important for people to feel loved, right? We agree 100%,
Absolutely.
of course. Do you believe that a little bit of jealousy in the right balanced dose could even help someone feel loved? For instance, if I just give that sense of exclusivity to my wife, she's exclusive to me, or I want to feel, what's your thought on this?
I think that we tread a very fine line with jealousy. I think exclusivity is vital in terms of a love relationship. We have to feel utterly secure in the love that we have with our love partner. And it's inevitable that there might be little moments of jealousy when our partner maybe appears to be threatened, our relationship feels threatened by the possibility of another relationship. However, it's when that jealousy actually takes hold that it sabotages our love relationship. And it's really important that we understand the difference between envy and jealousy. So envy can sometimes creep in when somebody has got something that we really want. But jealousy, we talk about a three-person experience. It's when envy is a two-person experience, whilst jealousy is a three-person experience. And it's often when we feel that we could lose the love of our love partner, and we fear that loss. So yes, a little touch of it where we see our partner being appreciated by somebody else and our heart goes, oh, that's one thing, and that's quite nice because we think, oh, my love partner is my partner, and I don't have to share that relationship with anybody else. But it's when jealousy creeps in a very destructive way that we really have to own it.
To speak about this. But for instance, sometimes I make the mistake of bringing a little bit too much of the work home.
Yes.
Just to give an example.
Yes,
and then
yes.
I'm there with the laptop and
Yes.
she comes in and she says, excuse me. She will take the laptop away from my lap.
Good
and she
for
says,
her.
now it's us. In this sense, I think it's not a bad kind of jealousy. I mean, it's just...
No, that's
right?
healthy boundaries.
Yeah.
That's different from jealousy. So healthy boundaries, we need to have healthy boundaries in our relationship because all of us can be kind of caught up with our day-to-day life. You know, our phone, I mean, my family goes, Mum, or my husband will go, excuse me, and you realize that you can get so easily taken away from the focus of our relationships. But that's about boundaries. That's about healthy boundaries.
So when do you start to have signs, or do you start to pick signs that it's becoming a little bit too much? What would be the telltale signs?
So what the telltale signs are is when you feel that your partner is constantly questioning your integrity, whether they do not trust you, when you are behaving in life in a very honest and honorable way, but your partner feels extremely insecure. And that's when we can trigger each other's attachment styles. So if we have a partner who is slightly anxiously attached, who likes to be really close to their love partner, when their partner moves away from them, they might start feeling triggered. Now, we can either own that trigger and say, actually, where are you? Not literally where are you, but you know, I need to connect with you. Or that's when jealousy can start arising. And real jealousy is a mixture of anxiety and anger. Okay. And both of those are a toxic mix. You can imagine if you are being triggered because you fear losing your love partner, that you start getting highly anxious, but not only that, you get angry with it. And that's when it can really start impacting on relationships.
And how a person deal with a jealous partner?
So the secret here is clearly there are different levels of jealousy. We spoke about the first one. We at a dinner party, somebody's chatting to our partner and we go, ooh, that's okay. That's kind of okay. It just confirms that we love our partner and we don't want to lose them. And that's okay. When we ramp it up a bit, it starts getting out of hand. And the first level up, I would say to a partner, is not to challenge the jealous partner when they are feeling the jealousy.
Right.
Okay? It's our initial response needs to be of soothing our partner, because the underneath feeling is they do not wish to lose you. They don't want to feel abandoned. And that is a real feeling. So if we step forward and we say, it's okay, I'm here. There's nobody that's going to take me away. You are my primary love. Or in
you pass security to that person.
To give them security reduces their anxiety.
Okay.
Then there's a step 2. Okay. The step 2 is when we're feeling very secure, everything is going okay, and then we say to our jealous partner, you know what, this is a little bit irrational. And perhaps you need to think about why this irrationality is happening for you.
There is a root for that.
There is a root, absolutely. there is a root, and often it's either previous relationships have not been secure ones, or we've seen it in our family of origin. We've seen perhaps our mother or our father not being loyal. And so there is a deep-rooted fear that our love partner could abandon us or cheat.
Right. And there are cases, probably you have seen it in your experience, Pam, where it has become something that even split the couple apart, right?
Absolutely.
Where, I mean, they loved one another, they had
Yes.
all the ingredients that could make a good relationship,
Absolutely.
right? But jealousy was the spoiler
Absolutely.
of everything.
I couldn't agree more. I've seen it time and time again where someone does not want to own their jealous feelings and does not want to look at what's going on underneath and says, no, 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 it's not my problem, it's you. You are talking to someone too long, you're looking at your phone, you're on Facebook, you're on social media, you know, what are you doing there? Which is kicking off the jealousy. And I've seen this with couples, and exactly as you've described, where there is all the makings of a lovely relationship, but the constant picking away at the very foundation of trust. Because when we really believe our jealous thoughts, when they are irrational jealous thoughts, what we're really saying to our partner is, I don't think you really love me. You don't actually love me. That's what really is underneath. And I spoke about the levels. We can go up one other level. And I've worked with extremely intense cases where the jealousy has gone on to control, where slowly the relationship shrinks down, where a partner won't allow their love partner to see friends, where they feel jealous of the friendships, where they don't want it, then they don't want them to see family member. And I've had a heartbreaking story of a woman who had to put her phone on all the time, on FaceTime, all the time she was at work, so that her partner could check that she was actually at work. And what happens there is it goes into the next level.
More controlling.
Oh, it destroys the ability for, in that case, that person to leave that relationship, because they were so disempowered by all, you know, everything was taken away, all their support, all their ability to check out, you know, should I be accepting this? Was simply stripped away, and they found it terribly hard to leave that relationship, even though they knew that it was destructive. They found it terribly hard to
because
leave the
it became
relationship.
abusive relationship,
Exactly.
right?
It becomes something toxic, right? So it just goes to show to what lengths the topic we're talking about today can take us to, right? Negatively. If it's not, as you're saying, if we don't learn and develop the skills of controlling it, right? Harnessing it.
Absolutely.
And it can be done.
Absolutely.
What I love about what you're saying also, Pam, is that this is something we're always talking about on this show. Mm-hmm. That even though usually we connect love to feelings, to emotions, it cannot just be emotions. Emotions could be like, good emotions could be like the profit of love.
Exactly.
Like in a company, for you to have a profit in a company, you have to have many smart decisions that will lead you to have that profit. And in relationships, it's just the same. So you're saying, if you feel that this is an issue to you, that you have a tendency to go overboard with this, then the approach to do this is to understand, okay, there is no rationality behind this. This is just my feelings. I need to learn how to deal with it in a better way, yes?
Absolutely. You've hit the nail on the head, is that actually a relationship is co-created. We both own the relationship. And whatever I put in, I don't only look after my relationship, I look after my partner and I look after myself. And so when I own my destructive feelings that are going, as you say, overboard, that's sabotaging that thing called the relationship, or as you say, it's like having a business and you're destroying the profits in your business. Then when we own that, then we're able to make some small shifts that allow that relationship to blossom. As opposed to closing it down, we open it up to great things where our love partner can truly give us the love that we so deeply want, and we're able to ask for it in a way that affirms us.
Yeah. Could it be also that it's something that we have to deal with since from such an early age, right? That we just maybe have gotten used to live in this way, right? I was jealous of the toy of my sibling. I was jealous that my sibling was younger than me and all the attention went to him, right? And this kind of thing that maybe having to deal with it from childhood maybe just puts us on a route where we're no longer even detecting, right? That this is present.
It's kind of part of our operating system. And we all come with operating systems from our family of origin. And sometimes we have to tweak that operating system, because mostly the stuff we get from our family of origin is really useful.
Yes.
But sometimes there's stuff from our family of origin that's no longer useful, and we have to let that go. And perhaps we saw, our father showing jealousy towards our mother, and our mother felt like she was really loved because there was jealousy. That might have worked in the family of origin, but it doesn't work for us now. And, absolutely, you come from a family and there are loads of children. You never ever really got your mum and dad's attention. You so deeply want just their undivided attention. And then we land up, as an adult, and our partner now pays attention elsewhere, and it triggers that old feeling of not being made the focus.
It's it's part of our lives. We didn't grow up. It's like immaturity.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. You're absolutely right.
Yes, and we need to be always also conscious of the other person, right? To see that what I'm doing can transmit also security or insecurity.
Absolutely.
Jealousy or not. I remember, just sharing here something that happened in my childhood, that I have a younger sibling, and there was a time, I don't know what she did, my sister, that my mom wanted to spank her, and my dad got in the way and said, no, you're not going to do this. And I remember being little and thinking, he never did this to me. He never protected me that way. So it's just something that it can be small now, but growing up with this constantly happening could be one of the root causes of, right? An unresolved case of jealousy, you could say.
Exactly. And you know what? There is no shame in claiming stuff from our past. There is no shame at all. We are all growing and evolving. And as we, jealousy may never have popped its head up to such a degree as it is now in your relationship. And we are never too old to actually learn and claim our empowerment, because in effect, these emotions and feelings that are not useful are holding us back. And it's so easy to make some tiny shifts through understanding to quell that, to quieten that down. to make it in the best interests of the relationship. And I love the fact that you say this is about, what I do to you bounces back to me. We dance in a relationship. And we can either dance to the music of love and affection and support and integrity and honesty and trust, or we can step on each other's toes and push each other. And I can stand on your ingrown toenail and you can stand on my kind of, toe, and we can upset each other. And it often doesn't take a lot to tweak that. To facilitate a loving relationship.
Yes, it's not small efforts, right, can lead to such great positive change.
Absolutely.
We're big believers in that too.
Absolutely.
So, Pam, just before we go, I am certain that people are watching us and listening to what we're saying here, they're realizing, wow, maybe jealousy is an issue after all. And it's something that I have to learn how to deal better with this, because I've seen fights or arguments arise that should and could have been avoided. So if you could speak to this person who is watching us now, and what would be the first steps? How can I deal better with jealousy? I think the first step is to acknowledge, yes, it's an issue to me.
Absolutely.
I need to deal better with it. So
absolutely.
From there, what would they do?
So exactly, first step is to say, jealousy is destabilizing my relationship. By owning that, actually you have made a massive step. I would bring my partner on side. I would quietly sit and speak to my love partner and say, you know what? I think these kind of rows around jealousy are not doing either of us any good. And I kind of want to understand where that's coming from. And really, I would seek support. And because sometimes we've got a blind spot. And it's so useful to work with someone who can really just make some tiny tweaks of understanding to give you some of the skills in managing your anxiety and managing your fear. And part of that can also be your love partner, who can affirm you and give you the kind of love and support that you require to facilitate you, to get you through those uncomfortable feelings. Just in the same way as we would with a frightened child, we'd put our arms around a child and say, I love you, don't worry, I'm here for you. And if we can give that gift to our partner, that goes a long, long way to actually reduce the anxiety.
Okay, very well. So Pam, we enjoyed very much having you on the show.
Nice.
And thank you again so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure for sharing such good conversation and information. And you who are watching us, should you want to get more information on what we're doing, what we're talking about, you're saying, Edward, jealousy is an issue, I want more help, don't hesitate in contacting us. questions@lovetalkshow.tv is the email you can use to connect with us, all right? We're gonna go to a break now and come back with more Love Talk Show. Dear viewer of the Love Talk Show, did you know that you can watch full-length episodes now via our YouTube channel? All you have to do, Anna, is to find the Love Talk Show YouTube channel, subscribe. You're going to find all our episodes there in full length, and you can watch for free. You can even copy the link and share with family and friends. But not only that,
You also in the social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, follow us, like, share, and comment.
and also don't forget to visit our website, lovetalkshow.tv. There you're going to find even more information that you will not see here on the TV show. And also you can write your questions. Send us your questions to the email questions@lovetalkshow.tv. All right, we would love to hear from you. Let's continue watching Love Talk Show.
Welcome back. Jealousy is sometimes not just between a couple. There are outsiders that can potentially also destroy your relationship with their jealousy.
That's right, Anna. So let's explore some of these scenarios. For example, having a jealous family member. So many times, Anna, the family member, the relative, for instance, the famous problem of the mother-in-law, right, that gets jealous of the son's wife, right? And then she makes some comments, she's calling him, and maybe not the mother-in-law, it could be the father-in-law, it could be a sibling, right? And they make comparisons, or they, they're always checking in, how is she treating you, this and that and the other. So if this is not well defined by the family member who is the husband or the wife, to say, hey, wait a minute, we need to concentrate on our marriage now, we need to get to know each other here, please give us some space, this kind of jealousy can end up in conflict, which is something already spoke about in previous episodes, right? In a problem that could be avoided, we don't need to allow this kind of interference to damage the relationship.
Yes, the partner needs also to try to communicate, right? To be friend with the mother-in-law, to understand where they are coming from. For example, the mother always going to see the son as their little child.
Yeah, it's always about balance.
Yes.
Right, and balance. For instance, a little bit of jealousy is good. Too much of it, it's bad.
Yeah.
So with this kind of situation, it's the same. You're not going to completely disconnect from your relatives. We're not saying here that you just don't talk to them anymore, but you need to know when the communication or the constant visits, the constant phone calls, the constant questions, is he treating you well? Is he doing this or that and the other? This interference becomes a problem, becomes problematic in the relationship. And in this case, then, the one, for instance, if it's my mother-in-law asking me constantly about you, I need to say, Mom, wait a moment, I'm married now, and I need to develop my marriage here with my wife. I need some space. Don't need to call me every day to see, yes, she's taking care of me. Oh, but she did this, that, yeah, she made mistakes. Remember, you also made mistakes in the beginning of your relationship. You were not born the mother you are today. So let her become
We need to stand
like
in our ground, right?
Yes. Always prioritizing the spouse, the partner, right? That comes in first place. Which brings us now to our next tip of today. Marrying a partner who already have children, who already have kids. So Anna, sometimes this becomes difficult, right? The children many times still have the father, he's not around, but they now have the stepfather or stepmother, and it's difficult for them to deal with in the beginning. I know that for some more than others, but there has to be this integration. You have to have a lot of patience, a lot of understanding, depending on their age, the younger, or especially maybe if they're teenagers, right? That can be really complicated, especially if they were really close to, the parent, right? Maybe with that feeling, oh, this one came to take the place. They can get angry, even sometimes at the parent, at the mother or the father who stayed with them, saying, why? Why did... But these are cases that happen. In real life, it happens, and the couple has to find a way to try to do activities together, right? To have a communication. Worst thing that can happen is to put all the focus on the spouse and forget about the children. This is definitely going to create jealousy, and the kind of jealousy that can destroy the relationship. I know it's not easy, but it can be done, it can be accomplished. We know families that, right, people who got married to people who already had children. Sometimes they had children also of their own, which is another scenario here. I had my children from a previous relationship, you had yours from a previous relationship, and somehow it all worked.
Yes.
When there is communication, when there is patience.
Yeah, as you said, when a person gets married with someone that's already have children, they need to have this open mind that, okay, these children is also part of my partner, family, right?
Absolutely.
It's part of the family. So I need to respect, gain the trust, because sometimes if I don't gain the trust of those children, how can we be united and happy family?
That's absolutely right. And also, if you're not ready to make compromises, if you're not ready to be understanding, if you're not ready to be patient, then don't get into a relationship with someone who have children, because you're going to have problems. You're not going to be able to deal with it, all right? And our last tip for today.
The next one is your spouse has a relationship with the ex because of the kids. Edward, this happens a lot. Many couples of today, they had previous relationships.
With children.
Yeah, with children. And they need to, because of the children, encounters in schools and parents encounter.
Yeah, this will happen.
Yeah, this will happen.
You need to understand this,
yes.
Right? For instance, if I get married to you and you have children from the previous relationship, I cannot assume that there cannot be any contact between you and the children. No,
Yeah.
this
There's
is
no
not
such
fair.
thing. Huh?
There
Right.
will be this contact with the children, and it's something that I have to be understanding
Yes.
of, right? In regards to the relationship with the ex, this is what is important. For instance, if I had an ex with having children with her, and you are now my current partner, I would have to make everything to be sure that I have no emotional connection with my ex anymore. So, what could happen? For instance, I'm going to pick up my kids at her house. I would love you to be with me. Could you be with me?
That's
so you're
a
going to be
good
there
point,
witnessing.
right?
You're going to be present at the
Yes.
moment. In the moment, I will not go into her house. I'm not coming inside without having you with me. Oh, come inside. No, I'm fine. I would rather that the children come out. So it's like a business relationship. Your relationship with your ex has to be like a business-like relationship. No emotions attached. Because the moment that you bring emotions in, that's when you're leaving a gap for the toxic jealousy to set in.
Yeah.
So that's very important,
And the
Anna.
spouse needs to be well resolved,
within
right?
themselves,
A good
yes.
self-esteem, right?
Yeah, to understand. But it will help. The way, in our scenario here, the way that I behave can transmit to you
Yeah.
either security or insecurity. To finish with the issue of jealousy or to create one.
Yeah.
And the way to do it is, your relationship with your ex has no emotions attached. It's completely professional. It's like a business-like relationship. I go there, I give hello, good morning, good afternoon. I'm picking up the kids. Thank you, everything is fine. Yes, good, fine. Now we go together. We should go together to pick up the kids, right? The moment to bring them back, good evening, here they are, we had fun, all the best, bye-bye. This is it. The relationship, the emotional attachment now is, of course, with the children, right? With them, having fun with them, giving them attention, spending time with them, showing that, of course, they're very important to you and, of course, still very much a part of your life, but not with the ex. Yes. Because if there is emotional attachments with the ex, this
should
is going
be
to
very
cause
clear,
issues.
right?
Yes, that's very important, right? So these are our tips.
All these scenarios that we have identified certainly deserve their own show. We will look into some of the topics for future shows in order to explore them even further.
So, dear viewer, it is believed that most people will experience feelings of jealousy at one point or another in their life. However, if you or someone you know goes too far with it, this can become detrimental. As a result, it can negatively affect your health, destroy your relationships, and even affect your career. And in some extreme cases, jealousy can even turn into a criminal case. And in the end, make you a very lonely person.
So we hope that you have become aware of everything you have identified on today's program.
Well, sadly, we have run now out of time, but we hope that you have enjoyed today's show. And if you'd like to watch this full episode in full length, go to our YouTube channel. Yes, and people can find all our episodes in full length in our YouTube channel and more information in our social media, right? Even footage and tips that they will not see here.
Yeah, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can share, like, comment, right?
That's very good. We would love to interact with you. Also, you can send us an email. You can visit our website. Go there, visit us, and I'm sure it's going to help you, okay? Now, we have to go, but we will see you next week. Don't miss out. Bye-bye.
This program is brought to you by UCKG.